bring it back to the rezone from I-2 and PID to O2 to put in a new church development for that. This property is just a little bit northeast of the existing State Highway Department buildings. If you're looking for location in that area. So the development, we've notified Town and Country and the Southwest Little Rock United Progress Association for this. Even though we feel that even though it's surrounded by a little bit of the industrial, there's also some office development like the Highway Department just a little bit south of it, that the area shouldn't be impacted by that office zoning for the use of the church development that they're looking to put in.
It's going to be the whole section there?
That whole section, yes.
Okay.
It's a larger, the original one, the PID coming in, it was a church development too. It just didn't go. They're looking to sell for other larger church development.
And that's one home over to your right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Then item 12.
Mhm.
So if you could. Zoning map, item 12. This is on the South University. If you look at it, there's an area of zoning that's C3. So right south, the property is split in zoning to C3 and C4. What the applicant is doing is change this all to C4, so C3, and then the remainder of the C4 by use hard sale, open air sale. That was C4.
Okay.
Right now, the lot's there, it's existing, but not grassed. Portion of it, there's a little portion of it does have a drive on there that it's vacant at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Is it 14? This is south of the highway. Right there, south of the JES. What it is their facility for this development. So looking to rezone it from to I-2, and the reason why daycare is by right in the I-2. It's I-2 north property. You can see this over there. That's about where over to the right our first department is, and there's the apartments right there on right there. If you circle that, the apartment, then to the right, that is our operations department, Public Works City of Operations Department, and then over it says this side, that whole area there is all zoned industrial. So, and then we have a mix of commercial C3 and office across the street.
What are the buildings back in this site?
Residential. The single family residential, and further back to the west, you see right there off of Spindler Lane, that's the home, and then also south of you is a park right there.
The little building that is on the line, residential?
That's a residential. That's a accessory structure.
Okay. To the residential one on.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Wyrick, you're next.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm already questions that I want. Is there right there was one person that objected to it, and another visit. I would like to help people that would do it.
Yeah, one registered
Speak against separate.
Very well. List of, anything else?
pull that up.
Going out over.
Mayville Pike. This is zoning. Asking some information. Applicant,
Wrong one, Scott. I've got 11.
11
This
was-
is 12. Yeah, here in Maple Pike, because the problem we have on Maple Pike, all
sorry.
lots, diversity, is try out all the cars on Mapleville Pike. You know, down to University, then when they come back from Mapleville Pike, on the other side. So this doesn't show it about Mapleville Pike, so that
Right now, that's proposed right there. I'll have to get back with you on there. There is that common drive right there to the south. So I'll have to send that out. That I don't have that information at the plan deal because that existed.
okay. I'd like to know if it's going to be open Pike right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Director Wright,
Mayor, on several items.
those, go
Item 16 and 17 more. On 16, understands continuing with Rock Reed, you have some seating here. Have not installed yet. And they're supposed to or will be installed at cost there. Many of these need our assistance. Something that advised me to install, I need to know when. And so to cover this area, who maintains that rocks? I might be a little more closer. Some sources I've known, but I particularly towards to so long where the funds we don't. I need or I'd like to be a good spot to areas so that people access of barrel and those buses in front of looks like that's supposed to be instead of running like saying I sure that and my other mayors explain cost to the this is look
partnership with James. Talk a little bit about the
City Law with the schools and kids healthy and
year
as part of our service.
it's services utilize
that's what I
individuals and we last year grants well, approached us and wanted to participate. And we last year as to see how well it worked very well. And it is.
Department of Education at, you know, as far as
How much does this cost? What does this,
There,
have to be? Up.
I think the two different semesters, 71. The grant dollars for that. You know, I can go pull it up. What a minute.
Grant, the grant,
It was a line in our 2018. We already know we have to match line so we can get
What-
extra fund.
from general. What is it? A state grant or-
Uh,
Yeah, because, I mean, communities, I mean, we're, it's strictly schools, then,
it was,
we
grant
gotta
we
see
5 years, and we really engage about the importance of good eating for those math and um, um, class well after school. It's very well it's a
understand it, I
it
wanna
was a
make,
Bloomberg grant.
sure my school community garden had one at Bell. I think they explained to me when I'm there. And if- I understand why, but we're funding it.
Well,
What
we fund have shown and have funded this year's the principals are not willing to follow through. We still and has been a couple of involved.
you taking on any action?
May be able to handle that. I don't
At this time, based to participate in the program. Not every school
Me, I'm aware of how that can be. So I have issue as I've project and now I can see it said America. I know here
and funded this semester was $1,000, and the fall this year, later this year, 110,000.
check any of these schools in Ward 6.
I believe. And school district to help determine those factors as far
Well, they change principles all the time, so. So, yeah. Anyway,
You're recognized, please.
Well, we, the, thank you.
Anything else, Director?
No.
Recognized, please.
Concern is right. This the one that talk. Yes, and for you,
the
that's
program.
gonna be
It was a sole source with the person.
satisfied. We see in certain people wrong, and I hope you.
You're right.
Mayor, 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 you mean that there are certain parts of this they're dealing with leading it to that.
That's what we do a cooking our school for parents.
Had 95 free lunches.
Good.
So,
With item number, respect, and then maybe I saw as people in those in those areas and the benefit. And wanting to do that kind of because we're talking about. So look, do that.
We started at school, well, Western to the concept with the program. at the camp.
Some of these areas we're obviously lots when it comes to
I don't know. The other, we're
what we have land bank. About those, I mean, there's a lot of parts of it. We don't only have a right or figuring out ways of partnership with a social or
And let me just say that working neighborhood with the center, and they're willing to put the organization or an individual responsible to pay the water bill. And oftentimes is a very difficult thing because many of these neighborhood organizations are very loosely formed, and having someone accept the responsibility for that monthly water bill has been at times a stopping point. So, but we're certainly, I think, ready, willing, and able to let neighborhood organizations do it if they can figure that issue out. So I will tell you, there are some that are working on that.
Well, thank you. I think it would be in our best interest to explore any kind of creativity, and maybe not just with this particular grant, but looking at funding streams, Mayor, where we can access funding to address. A lot of these areas have high unemployment rates or underemployment rates, and we can figure out a way to use the development of gardening projects to develop urban green job corps or urban green job corps to employ people to actually do what it is we're talking about, so we can address the food desert part, unemployment part, underemployment part, and utilize some of the disconnected adults and youth that we referenced a few years ago. So if we're not able to do it with this, I would encourage us to be creative in looking for additional funding streams, whether it's foundations or feds or state or county, if that's not too much.
Okay, Director Wright, you're recognized, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Director Hendricks, I was not asking, my question wasn't regarding who the funding went to. My question was that the funding was going out. And I know sometimes when I'm trying to do small things, little projects, it's hard to get funding, or we don't have this and we don't have that and that kind of thing. And in regards to two of the schools that you mentioned, some of these organizations or schools can be very difficult to work with just because it looks like they would participate. I know one of them that you mentioned, I met with them 3 times on a project, and we had an agreement and they did not follow through. So just because they're there does not mean they are responsive. Just as I understand about the middle schools and the junior highs and the elementary schools, if the principal doesn't want to do it, it's not going to happen. You can get the agreement at the top, but if it doesn't happen at the local level, it's not going to happen. So that was what my point was. But Mayor, my question is on 18.
All right, go ahead, Director Wright.
No, my question was on 18, but I was just saying to her, it was not that I was satisfied with ULR having the contract. I wasn't even questioning that.
Are you finished then? Did you
With that, I wanted an explanation on 18.
You're still recognized.
Okay, 18.
Yeah, go ahead.
I asked for a presentation on 18.
Director Wright, number 18 is to bring the city's A&P taxes, which 2 cents or 4 cents goes on hotels and 2 cents goes upon restaurants, up to date with changes in the statutes and some changes in the law and some changes in the circumstances. For example, there are platform-based facilities that are being used to avoid the payment of the tax. And the best way I can say it is, if I bought a meal from a nice restaurant, say Trios, and had somebody come and pick it up and deliver it to me, the question would be, should Trios collect the sales tax for the meal, or should the entity that delivers it to me collect the sales tax for the meal? And Trios would say, hey, you know, we made it, we bought it for a price, but it was delivered to John Doe. John Doe's responsible for it. And John Doe would say, hey, I didn't make it, so I'm not responsible for it. This takes care of that. The other thing it takes care of is just remember the picture on Facebook. Now, the second thing is that there's a thing called Airbnb right now where people are renting out private residences for on temporary bases. If it was not done through an internet connection, then there would be a A&P tax on the residences. And so this ordinance is changed to allow that.
Okay. I can definitely see
just-
where we got to change to keep up with all the fast-moving parts that keep popping up in ways that people can do things. Okay, thank you.
And certainly that technology is disrupting many, many different kinds of issues of commerce. There are over 400 locations for Airbnb in the city of Little Rock.
Wow,
So,
I
you
didn't
know.
know that we had that many, but I know some. I know some people that were telling me how good it was. I ain't doing it. You better stand in my house. Nope, strangers.
Director Hendricks, you're recognized, please.
Thank you, Mayor. When I made my comment, it was with reference to how I feel as a Ward 1 director with Baptist College and Belanda being in that ward. And I too was concerned as to whether they were addressed, were they a part of this. And then if I'm not in error, how could you compare giving this much money to a school as to $1 or $1,000 to a neighborhood? That's all. But and then another thing, Director Wright, it depends upon who's doing the asking. And I'm pretty good at that as a native of this city and a civil rights worker, okay? Thank you.
Okay, we can move on now to the public hearing items, items 19 and 20. Are there any questions concerning either of these two ordinances? Yes, Director Adcock, you're recognized.
Presentation on 20, please.
Presentation on 20, and I think we have some people here who can speak to that. Let me call on our Executive Director, Greg Ramon.
Mayor,
Welcome.
Vice Mayor, City Directors, City Manager Bruce. I got a quick presentation for you, and hopefully I sort of let you know where we're at. This is a 2018 revolving loan bond that we're looking at, and it's for a little over $61 million. And if I start the presentation, the intent of this, of course, is to satisfy the CAO or the consent administrative order, as well as the agreement with the Sierra Club. This occurred in 2001, and we've been working at it pretty diligently since 2001. With the ADEQ, the agreement with them was in 2006. There are two major components to the agreement. One is dry weather non-capacity, and to make that in the simplest form, it's when you have a problem with your sewer at home, generally it's because something stopped it up and you have to have a plumber to clear it. Well, we have 1,400 miles of collection system, and that basically goes from Little Rock all the way to Las Vegas, and we have to maintain all of that area. And so periodically there will be grease blockages and so forth that block the sewer and create an overflow. Our job is to make sure that we've got a maintenance program that minimizes those overflows. The agreement calls for no more than 6 overflows per 100 miles, and that allows us to have up to 84 overflows per year. Now, of course, we don't want any overflows. In 2017, we experienced 39, so we're really reducing that number quite a bit. As a matter of fact, we implemented an entire new program based on reducing the overflows for dry weather flow. Keep in mind, every agency in the country has dry weather flow as well as wet weather flow overflows. So the one that we're working on and the one that's really costing the money is the wet weather capacity, and that's where we get into the storm-related overflows. And in that, when we first started the program, we had about 339 different sites that we knew at the time would overflow during a rain event. But that's the sites that overflowed. That's not the frequency. We had over 1,000 overflows per year based on the amount, how wet the year was. We're down to 58, and of the 58, and not only that, the sites before, when they overflowed quite a bit. We're down to 58 sites, and of the 58 sites, it really takes a pretty strong storm in order for us to overflow from those sites, as well as the amount of overflow has substantially reduced. I want to say real briefly that there are about 3 to 4 projects that we've got that will reduce that number down by 25 or so. So we're really starting to cut into that area. And then the last thing, and the last thing that this is going to be used on is our backbone infrastructure. I came to you when we talked about the rate increase, and I said we have our large diameter collection system, which is 130 miles of collection system that hadn't been looked at in easily 30 years, if not since it was installed. And I will say to you, that if there's something that will eat our lunch, will be a large diameter pipe that fails on us. So that's those are the things that we want to continue to work on. And if you, the next slide, so it's about $61 million. It is a 30-year term at 3% rate. It is supported by the rate structure that we have in place. If we could have the next slide. Well, there we go. Okay, so this is how it breaks down, just to give you some perspective. We talked about the large diameter sewer. We're looking at approximately $7 million between 2018 and 2021 that we'll be investing in the large diameter sewer. You've requested an extraterritorial jurisdictional master plan for the wastewater group. We think it'll come in at about $350,000. And then the remainder of the projects are really projects in the neighborhoods that involve either replacing sewers, lining sewers, sewer pipe bursting, and or upsizing sewers. If I could have the next slide. This is the area that we will be working in, and that's what the 2018 RLF bond will fund. So this is the area that we'll be working on. You see the dots, you see the big area that says Middle Hinson. So those are all the areas that we'll be working at to try to reduce the amount of water getting into the system. Next slide. This is the backbone system that we've got, the major trunk lines to our system, and you can see they're all over the city, and we'll be looking at within the next 3 to 4 years to really evaluate and make the repairs as necessary within that system. Next slide. This is the extraterritorial jurisdictional area that we'll be studying. It's pretty much exactly what the city of Little Rock is looking into. What it will take to serve that, as well as the cost involved in doing so. And I believe that might be the last slide. Is there any questions that you have so far? I went pretty quick, but I know you have a long agenda.
Director Wyrick, you're next, please.
Thank you. On the Mapleville Pike project that you showed there in green, do you have easements or right-of-way for all of that work that's to be done through there?
Oh, do we know that?
Not yet. We're in the process of acquiring it right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to acquire right-of-way. Okay. I don't need it today, but sometime in the near future, can you send me the locations that you're proposing that on?
We'll do that.
So I'll have an idea. I think that looks like most of that's in Ward 7.
And
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and Director Wright, what we plan on doing, Wyrick, what we plan on doing is when we have these projects, we will meet with the city directors to go over what that project's going to look like and its impact to the community.
And what's the time frame for that?
This will be 2019.
Construction start late this year.
Okay. All right, good. It's good to keep them informed. Do you have a contractor to do your study yet?
We are going to the commission tomorrow, not
Okay.
tomorrow, next Wednesday, excuse me,
Okay.
for them to approve it.
All right. Thank you.
Director Hines, you're recognized, please.
Greg, thank you again for presenting us. This is all not new to me since I serve as the liaison to our water reclamation authority. So. But I appreciate your keeping us up to date, and I think this is something that's been going on for, I guess, almost 20 years. And we're down to the final mile fixes, which tend to be the most expensive. We picked the low-hanging fruit over the last several years, and now we're getting into the final mile stuff. One of the things, and we had the presentation of it, but we've also, Water Reclamation's been able to expand our sewer line, service line replacement program, that this board decided to put a $1 fee on everyone's sewer bill to create a fund. But what we found out was it just wasn't going far enough, and they were able to use some I think RLF funds.
If you could go to the slide on that. So that's of course, the phone number we want folks to call if they are having problems with their sewer line. And we have reduced the time from about 6 to 9 months to almost less than a month for folks. And if the next slide, this is the areas that we have served with new sewer lines, sewer service lines. So you can see we really have helped the lion's share of it. Just to give a perspective.
Thank you, Greg.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, I'd like to say if things are going really, really good, and I think we're about to get this thing done. The big for us is that the economy is it's concerned as far as what the price of man project versus close areas that.
Director Happ, did you?
Is outside the city. Where are they out? On station on the right hand side, one down here in right by all the blue, right there.
Pretty sure that's Alexander. The 2 areas that we started.
Who was serving Alexander out the city limit?
No, go ahead.
Pretty much the entire city.
What was it?
A large segment of Alexander we serve.
Thank you.
Greg, would you put the slide up before this slide?
Yep.
So this is really some significance here relative to the issue of connection between the house and the line, where much of the flow issues were causing problems relative to that led to the initiation and ultimate settlement of the seal lawsuit to begin with. And so, certainly a compliment that we were able to come up with a plan. There are other plans nationally that do help in this way as well. So I always encourage Mr. Moan to look at those as a compliment as well in terms of trying to meet obligations for that lawsuit and ultimately help on our service that we charge our customers. So, but to have 1,800 for houses and a significant
The last thing in 2000 and in 26 within our sure and that get us to finish where.
Very good. Are there any other items, any other items?
Mr. Moore, we have 3 responses. 2 of the condition right beside the wall fence is a horrible condition. To I would like to have now look at it. To that complex and blend our reports. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Had an opportunity to check and Archwood Drive. It got down. I mean, no snow.
It's direct.
Mayor, members of the board, with the gentleman that we work in the hell of get it repaired. SBA trying to get some. Yeah, we're trying to get some loose. What you're talking about?
Now, this thing, it is the front.
Yeah, been with we just know some. I didn't think he brought some. I know small.
He's down and around those houses were maintained, and there's been everything now. Thank you.
Thank you. Apartments, about our tour out in that complex, look like we're doing sort of remodel, we're cutting out enough with repairs. The dumps are always full, and I actually that place was Jones exactly right. And it's where it is next to about the people who live there. So I would like.
I was hoping that has to do with after Mr. Moore thought we're on that. So I had an order the draft. You all there. Thank you.
It looks like that. Any comment to finish up that we have our people have been meeting suggestions on great ideas for the Antoine Phillip.
Order. And we're going to one with additions and update on the four core. Also, the fourth state at the time. Kara and I'm
I believe we're before
here. We actually have been meeting groups. So, engagement on the have been engaged with us throughout the process. The last that we were here, how we were organized, we're looking at it to be before of our recommend. Already in the process of, so luckily is there. I've been in leadership of our think big young professionals 8 to 40, leadership of this, and several of them are also, and so we with us today.
Do you want to introduce them while?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're on the spot. Remember first and last name. Chris Hancock, who has been part of our education task force. Frank Scott, who chaired our transportation and environment task force. Rachel Norris, who is chair of our education task force. Brittany Nichols, in transportation management. From our crew here. And also Jordan Thomas is from Student, and he's going to on behalf of Chris and on recommendations for transportation and environment. So we're excited to share those with you.
Good job on that, Amanda.
Thank you very much. Also, our mission is that we're at the beginning of our process is to improve overall community in Little Rock for young professionals. I'm a Little Rock native, so for me, it's really about building community that helps me remain engaged and want to raise a family here over the next several years. For people who are coming here or looking at a place to relocate, that's for professional or educational reasons, really provide an environment that keeps them here in our Little Rock region. And then one of the things that we're for the chamber banquet that we are really excited to share with you guys is some voices from our process, some people that were engaged in the process throughout. They're a small visit that use some of their perspectives on Think Big Little Rock.
Little Rock is a strategic implementation process. It was spearheaded by a group of 25 to 40-year-olds who really wanted to have their say what was impacting our community. What are some of the challenges that we face in our community to help?
One thing that I hope grows is a lot of positive going on in the end, though that's something not everybody recognizes, something that not important.
The thing about Little Rock is cliche, but are really special. We create Little Rock network.
It is who goes to and has the place small town, all these.
I'm trying to give local and local. We want to see the next 5 to 15 years.
Improve it. And I don't want to watch things change.
More of young professionals, even down, want to give and have options, but need to go to a table. So would hope that has more decisions that people think bigger that for very more so
a greater pride that we're all in diversity and we all play a role in
about rock is make a disproportionately impact here than I could drive to do that.
Little Rock, I feel what drives me is like doing that, and I feel like I should be this community on our city.
Next, implementation. You care about, you want to see it become better workplace.
I don't know if you can read those, but with about when after classic they are find in your report page a screenshot reports that Kara handed. Look over those and also detail all the recommendations and stakeholders that would help us implement those recommendations. Today we're going to just pull these 5 that we feel are 6 that we feel are the most important from the transportation, environment, public safety and governance, economic development, public education, inclusion, and agriculture task forces. So we're going to highlight one from each of those, the big rock, and how you're already making strides to implement those. We can be seeing our vision in real life. So we're going to actually, and Antoine and I are going to sort of round robin, and I think we're going to ask Kara to go first. It's okay.
Well, I don't know about the creation of
No.
plan, but okay. Yep, it's okay. All right. Hello, everybody. I was going to a little bit of the inclusion as well as economic development. We can go to those. So, inclusion is a work on some recommendations. Even though the school district inform their racial and what are the things they could do to make those a little bit more inclusive for all students, all children. I also have a recommendation. Really want to focus on getting out public awareness of some of our different neighborhoods and kind of how they are actually streamlined. So the big recommendation, though, that they focus on first is to model a program called Say It from the Chamber of Commerce in Oklahoma, I believe. And so what they is basically go to work here in Little Rock, and we'll give them another survey where they can assess and how inclusive their actual business is. And ask them a series of questions, submit that back to the chamber. They would say the Chamber of Commerce here would receive a grade. Now, they are that grade a number. If they are a group that has ranked high, they can actually be recognized in publication to all businesses to show this work that they're doing in terms of inclusion, how fast forwarding they are in that. And so that's one of the things that inclusion can like to actually bring to Little Rock, because it's important to highlight our businesses that are doing it right, and we want to also provide assistance for businesses who may want to increase inclusion in their workplace. So that's all for that one. And then economic development. Yay, great. Okay. So economic development also have a recommendation sessions. Some of them were things that I already familiar with, such as Be Pro, Be Proud. We actually were just talking about how to support some that are already happening in economic development instead of reinventing the wheel. But one of the things we really want to focus on that I heard from young professionals is when people choose to move here, they're looking to move here, or businesses are looking to come here, they usually try to one source and find out what's going on. And right now we have several different websites that you can go to, .gov, you can go to Little Rock, you can download Little Rock Partnership, and it will all give you kind of a glimpse of what it is that you do if you lived here in Little Rock. But we want to kind of streamline that and flow into one place. So what we came up with is a website, Connect 501, and Connect 501, again, all of the under events, other things that are happening in Little Rock kind of to one place. It would be focused for age group of 25 to 40-year-olds because, again, we heard feedback from them saying when they're looking for a place to live, they're going to be able to go somewhere and see what there is to do. And so Connect 501, with it can also be a digital app. It can also be several other things that we think it can turn into. So something about Connect 501 is actually Rock School District in their Excel program, actually high school students who are working to create this for us. They're going to have a prototype for us in a few months. And then Excel is the business partner who has agreed to kind of host and provide technical assistance to the students at Little Rock School District Excel program. So it's really exciting because it shows a private-public partnership. It also shows young people taking an initiative to really push our community forward. We're excited to see what comes from 501 and hopefully we'll be launching soon. And now I'm going to turn it over to their slide, isn't it?
Sorry about that. We appreciate your flexibility. Kara had a previous commitment. We want to give opportunity to economic development and diversity before she had to leave. Back to transportation. This is to east of a regional survey.
Board Director. The zoning, CMA on members of the development, an active Little Rock area. So initiated in the Rockets this year. Design competitions, all of these which were geared toward of collaboration, and advocacy for the conscious and smart design of the built environment. Today, I'm working in support of the big Little Rock group and their initiative to realize the master plan of Little Rock, and surrounding areas. Design have changed greatly over the past few decades. Time we have watched it spread out and our downtowns transformed among many other changes that we're all aware of. Recently, we have witnessed contentious debate and confusion about an interchange will ultimately be realized to not have a comprehensive manner of development. We need to work together to improve its support. We that are beginning what we do to be more prepared. Well, here's some of the future that we continue to meet and answer how we your options are opting for all transportation, improve training. This group is more strain on structure. What are we doing to understand technology such as cars and trucks, sharing we will begin to transfer how we experience what master plan have been geographic information system data and social and economic trends. These issues and opportunities should be place.
plan focuses on these and it's not a product involved between organizations. Goals: we want to retain talent, grow economic, our infrastructure, public spaces and streets, public health and safety, environment responsible. Today, be proud of this place we live in. By no means will master plan or solve all issues we face, but will at the least start a meaningful dialogue about the future. Thank you all for lending your aid. And I'm a student, and I would like to thank the initiative and their addressing.
Thank you, George. Number of task forces, but we're all familiar with issues of unity. This committee is working with county looking at alternative justice and that. So we have been getting some meetings as well as representing other county. So
last two slides look at education culture, but I mentioned last time we was here included to the championship. I think it's allowed me to present that with other Brad a little so I want to our as all important to and younger children. And when you talk to people with kids, the first thing that comes to is and affordable pre-K options. And the best solution to expand pre-K is, you know, it says just more money. And we know we don't have all the money, the additional that are needed. The group has come up with an alternative payment method, which is a capacity building fund to allow families to access affordable pre-K without the burden of the private options are currently the current going rate. I did some personal research, and I know well now average is about $700 a month. We came up with a low burden that's been a method in Colorado. So to needs to be created. It's currently and limited number of seats and those seats. So income those seats and have determined through the and the great work by Chris added to building who pay less than we would funding build fund it's a pre-capacity more homes. This is a huge for they think about where they're going to go to be educated. Talk about entry. I don't think about which is very important. And I figure with staff that if you're level, then you're 70% way catch up to your level early. STEM that's a very important issue. It's hard on and partner with this process, so they had their hands involved from the education and their role that they're strong this capacity it's already the next slide is the relation culture Memorial and safety. Exciting our group because we're you know, would be great like it's a central point that would to all our citizens in the Midtown area. Redevelopment has been happening over years. We realize our city, 204 golf courses aren't in the courses revenue, what we all do, and we think that more because this location has the highest and best for possible. And our group, I think, was very excited about this. Coincidentally, groups working issue as well. I appreciate to kind of just I the opportunity available in the area as it relates to the development of the park. Specifically, the Arts and Culture Task, some of the things that was important, creating green space for people to use the Central Park, a smaller amphitheater to have outdoor and shows and concerts in the town area, to possibly add track inside the stadium, track events, soccer fields, baseball fields, hold athletic. I know that's a big issue but they don't have the resource. And our group for health type of ideas to along with pre other recommendations get the citizens near the Midtown. Honestly, everyone in thereby but hopefully we can like the input and come to some point future what recommendation and we want to share and I look like capacity. Have the privilege and question conversations. Have any conversation about your first
statement that you funding.
What
Little Rock funding for
indirect or James.
I think city.
I apologize. I'm sure
being advised, people want to be put to me, and I want to be. That is not the case of it. We must see a little look at that question. So,
yeah, thank you. Little Rock, I meant Little Rock as in clarifying
general
the civic, have come up with what they think is plan on implementation. They've got volunteers and implementation. They will hit all going along what I think young people want to live. This is our future, not me. I'm past. And I don't mind, but it is they can't meet. Here I have to take and others. They need people what we're doing, it better.
Director Computer, point of question. There were over 100 volunteers, at least doing it. Two of those have to come up with your recommendations. So it's not all the which is a project. There are hours and commit then and going.
And everybody desire and to make the city and creative is and ways to grow. On War Memorial, we'll see what happens. Been a lot of ideas to envision that. I'm tackling and I know it's been vocal people. We'll see how that goes. Education issue. You mentioned about the the 0 to 3 long term related to children that are being and in terms of really how we can are out there and really on help with the children in our hospital. People had children in the and I believe the number between the age certainly a vulnerable age is at risk from an education and whether they have the capability to do children is reading. So I would look at that 0 to 3 to pre-K. I think it's and I'm working on that. I've got suggestions. Other places you all continue all this.
We'll take in its directors the guidance of these place.
One thing I'd like officers to go. We have our police shortage. Officers here. 130 hired or terminated design. Got about 12 right now. 18 with last little game here, we're done. But we're off here protecting us. I'd like to invite him officer, have him introduce himself to us.
My name is Little Rock.
Uh-oh.
And, in 2012, from, or 2 years ago, from Washington, about came here.
Okay, that our business for